I want to talk to you about Credit Union Emergency Business Lines of Credit for a Fair Credit. Okay. So if you're looking for a business line of credit and you have fair credit and you want to really focus on credit unions, not banks, here is a video I want you to really pay attention to. Let me first share with you the top lenders to consider this year. So the first credit union to think about is Logix. So if you have fair credit and you're looking for an emergency business line of credit, think about Logix. What I love about Logix is that the company gives you two types of emergency business line of credit. So first you have what they call the business line of credit, and then they have the capital access line of credit. So the business line of credit actually allows you to have $50,000 in an emergency if you have fair credit. And by the way, Logix, you can actually become a member of Logix Credit Union no matter where you are at. Okay, so you don't have to operate your business from a specific state to actually qualify for membership. You can actually qualify for membership right away. So you have the business line of credit, which allows you to have 50 grand in an emergency. Okay, and there is no annual fee on this business line of credit. That's the first emergency business line of credit. The second emergency business line of credit that you can access through Logix is called the capital access line of credit. So with the capital access line of credit, you can actually have up to $500,000 in emergency line of credit. Okay, so you can see that the limits are much larger if you actually switch from the business line of credit to the capital access line of credit. The only thing is that with the capital access line of credit, you need to be with Logix for a little while, like 6 months to a year, before they actually can give you that much. Okay, and the cool thing is that you are able to even get more than $500,000 if you're willing to collateralize this line of credit. So if for any reason you want, let's say $1 million, and you're able to provide collateral, you can actually get approved real fast. So this is really good. Another credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit this year is actually the one you get from Fairwinds. So if you think about Fairwinds, I want you to think about flexibility. I want you to think about the ability to get funded real fast too. Okay, so this is really good. And one thing I want to say is that basically Fairwinds allows you to be funded real fast. So this is really cool. Okay, so when it comes to lines of credit, you can get a maximum of $250,000 through Fairwinds. Okay, $250,000. And one thing I also need to say here is that Fairwinds will look at your history with them, how long you've been a business customer. And the longer you are a business customer, you have been a business customer, the better it is for your application. So this is really good. I mean, they don't have a specified limits, like number of days, number of weeks, or number of months you have to be a member for you to qualify. Okay, but if you have fair credit and you're looking for a maximum of $250,000, this company Fairwinds can really help you big time. So this is really cool. And what I love about Fairwinds is that you are able to use the cash for everything you want. Okay, so you can purchase inventory, you can purchase materials, you can purchase equipment, or you can even finance accounts receivable. Okay, so Fairwinds is going to help you. They're going to be there. They're going to be by your side in the long haul. And by the way, in terms of membership, anybody in this country can actually join Fairwinds. Okay, so there is no restriction, there's no geo restriction, there is no biological restriction, there is no professional restriction. No, Fairwinds is open to everybody. So Fairwinds serves members throughout the country and the world. So this is kind of cool. So you can actually join the company from wherever you are, and they'll work with you. Okay, but remember that the maximum emergency business line of credit for fair credit you can receive is $250,000. So $250,000. if you are looking for a credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit, think about BECU. So BECU stands for Boeing Employees Credit Union. So BECU, but you don't have to. If you have no affiliation with the Boeing, you can still qualify. So you can actually receive a maximum emergency business line of credit to a maximum of $100,000. So $100,000. This is actually the maximum. Okay, in an emergency, if you have fair credit. Now the APR actually on this emergency business line of credit for fair credit depends on the repayment window. So if you have, let's say, an unsecured line of credit that go from $2,500 to $10,000, they will charge you 10.75%. 10.75%. But if you have, let's say, if you're looking for an emergency business line of credit that goes from $10,001 to $100,000, they will charge you 10.35%. So you can see that the APR, it depends on the line of credit amount, but also the repayment window. Okay. But overall, what I love about this company is that BCU doesn't charge you an origination fee. There is no origination fee. And so that's really good. There is also there's no closing fees or all that kind of stuff. No. Okay. So you have a lot of possibilities. But one thing I want to say is that with BCU, it's just better that you are at least a customer for at least 3 to 6 months before you want to apply for a loan. That's how you increase your chances of approval. Okay, so that's important. If you have any question, please call the company directly, or you can just let me know in the comment section, and I'll certainly answer you. Okay, so the number to call for the company is 1-800-704-8080. Again, the number is 1-800-704-8080, and you can call them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific. And on Saturday, they're available from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific. And they'll answer all questions that you have. So that's really cool. Again, the number is 1-800-704-8080. Another credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit actually is the one you get from NIHFCU. So if you're looking for a business line of credit in an emergency, think about NIHFCU. And NIHFCU will give you a maximum loan amount of $2 million. But $2 million, that's really for you to get that much, you need to collateralize the business line of credit. Okay. So, but the cool thing is that with a NIHFCU, you can be funded within 24 hours. 24 hours, okay? So when I say $2 million, with NIHFCU, you have 3 types of business lines of credit, okay? So you have what they call the floor plan line of credit. You can get that also in an emergency. You have the revolving lines of credit. You can have that also in an emergency. And finally, you have an overdraft line of credit. So when I say a floor plan line of credit, you have lines of up to $2 million. You have a short processing time for advances and payoffs. Okay. And that's for the floor plan line of credit. And there are no additional fees for advances or payoffs. And then you also have the revolving lines of credit. Here you have the flexibility to finance up to 80% of collateral, including equipment, personal real estate, and inventory. So this is really cool, especially when it comes to flexibility. Okay. And the overdraft line of credit, you have lines up to $5,000. So not $2 million. Okay. You have only $5,000, and you have immediate access to your full approval, your full approved limit. And you have a product that links to your business checking account. So this is really good because it gives you flexibility. It gives you efficiency. If you're looking for a credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit, I want you to think about teachers this year. And the cool thing about teachers is that you have the possibility to get a business line of credit that can really that can net you a maximum of $250,000. $250,000. That's the maximum when it comes to a business line of credit. But you have to understand that this company charges you a closing fee. So they call it a packaging fee. So they have a $500 packaging fee on lines of credit. Okay, there are $100,000 and above. So it has to be, if it's a small one, they don't charge you. But if it's a larger loan amount, then they will charge you. So just be aware of that. Okay. But also another thing I have to mention is that teachers has this geo restriction problem. I mean, quote unquote problem. It's not a problem if you are in New York, but if it is a problem, it could be a problem if you're not in New York. Why? Because only businesses registered in New York are eligible. So for this business line of credit from teachers, you got to be registered in New York. So this really places a huge geo restriction on everything the company does. But I still wanted to include them here because the product they actually have is really fantastic, and they tend to approve real fast too. So if it's one of those things where if you live in New York, it's just better to contact them. So let me drink some water here. Thank you. So basically, if you have any question, it's just better to contact the company directly. Okay, they're available at 631-698-7000, extension 1687. So 631-698-7000, extension 1687. Or you can email business@teachersfcu at fcu.org. So teachersfcu.org. That way you can have all questions answered. So if you are thinking about a credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit, I want you to also think about Lake Michigan. So Lake Michigan actually is kind of similar to teachers in the sense that it is a little geo-restricted. Okay, so they're not available in all the 50 states. So you just have to be lucky that if they are offering the service in your area. Okay, so this is important. If you have any question, it's just better to contact the company directly at 1-833-916-0762. You have 833-916-0762, and they will answer all questions you have. Okay, so in terms of lines of credit, they are really how do I say it? They're very knowledgeable. They're very knowledgeable about the sector they actually finance. They're really flexible also in terms of giving you the cash you want. So I'm speaking here about Lake Michigan, okay? And you are able to get things done in a very fast and predictable manner. That's really an important element to think about. Okay, so that's one thing I want to say is that basically you have to see what's better for your business and what's not. So this is something to really think about. And also, one thing I want to talk about, one thing I want to say here is that with Lake Michigan, you have the possibility to actually contact the company directly, okay, to ask questions. But just want to say that you got to be in Michigan, in Fort Myers, in Naples, in Sarasota, in Tampa Bay, so Michigan and Florida. If you are in those areas, then you're good to go, okay? So Michigan and Florida. Those are the two places. If you're not, then it can be a little difficult for you to get funded. Actually, okay. So just think about geography. Think about geography real seriously. But the cool thing is, anyone can join. Anyone can join. Okay, to join, that's not a problem. It's actually if you want to get a loan, that's when they start asking you all kinds of questions that you might not want to answer. So if you're looking for a credit union emergency business line of credit for fair credit, think about NIHFCU. NIHFCU. So this is actually a very good credit union to think about. Okay, NIHFCU actually started as a National Institute of Health Federal Credit Union. So they started catering to the healthcare industry, but lately they have changed a lot. They have actually branched out. So even if you're not in healthcare, you can still have an emergency business line of credit, okay, through NIHFCU, okay, and that's really good. And so their program, the company's program, is available nationally. So you're able to use your emergency business line of credit to purchase or refinance real estate, to help manage cash flow, to grow or start your business, or to even purchase equipment. So a lot of flexibility you have there, and you are also able to get things done from a flexibility point of view. Okay, so bottom line here is that when it comes to emergency line of credit, they call it working capital lines of credit. So you're able to access funds to help with cash flow management, covering payroll and the purchasing of supplies or equipment for your business. And so you're able to have loan amounts that go from $100,000 to $350,000. Okay, so if you're looking for something low amount, you might not find NIHFCU really interesting. So you are able to get fixed and variable rate options. You also have the ability to never pay any prepayment penalties, and also there is no annual repayment requirement. So in terms of shifts, in terms of shifts on the APR side, you're really covered. Okay, so they're not going to raise the price really if you think about it that way. So overall, very good tool to play with. And on top of that, NIHFCU is a national lender, so you don't have to change. You don't have to change anything here. Okay, NIHFCU will take care of they will take care of everything in the background for you. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the best credit union emergency business lines of credit for fair credit. So let me quickly remind you of the top lenders. You have number one, Logix; number two, Fairwinds; number three, BECU; number four, NASA Fed; number five, Teachers; number six, Lake Michigan; and number seven, NIHFCU. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.